Hey Internet, Eric here. It's still Frenzy's birthday month. What that is first off, all this year, unless someone requests something, it's going to be nothing but movies I've never seen discussed on this channel. But it being April, if you know my life, you know Frenzy is a good friend of mine, big part of my life, and he recently had his birthday. So I thought it would be kind of fun if all of this month, the movies that I've never seen that I'm going to discuss on this channel are movies that he is either very shocked that I've never seen or movies that he just wants to know my opinion on. He's always, whether it was just in regular conversation or on the podcast and this and that. Today's subject, I believe it was brought up in the Two Bearded Losers episode on Critters 2. I don't know why it was brought up. Probably because it was, practical effects puppetry used during Critters 2, but in a negative way with Mick Garris. And he was praising it. Now I went into it not knowing if he was praising it because of how bad it was or just because it was amazing. He was praising it for some reason. Today I'm discussing Puppet Master, the Littlest Reich. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 2018. Now, first off, I've never seen a Puppet Master movie. I have the whole collection over there somewhere. My friend Steve from Hey It's Steve gave it to me. I've seen maybe first 5-10 minutes of the first Puppet Master, and I got bored and turned it off, and that was decades ago. Way before my daughter was born. She's going to be 12. And I knew the reputation of the Puppet Master franchise. There's like fucking 200 of them. And I think they're Charles Band movies, Full Moon, which says a lot. Um, so I went into this completely blind. And then I thought it was okay because, hey, it's a reboot. I don't have to see any of those. And then I sat down. I turned this on. I watched it. Holy shit, I had so much fucking fun with this movie. All right. Basic plot of this movie is we're following, I think his name is Edgar. It doesn't matter. The main character we're following is from Reno 911, Reno 911, and it's the dude who always had the short shorts. So I'm just going to call him Reno, okay? Because I don't remember his character's name in this. He is recently moved back in with his parents after a very bitter divorce, and his brother has passed away under mysterious circumstances. I don't know how long ago that was, but there is a convention in town or in the area, and he works at a comic book shop, and he is going to sell a doll that had belonged to this famous Nazi war criminal local serial killer celebrity that was gunned down 30 years ago or something like that. I don't remember. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it doesn't matter. Anyways, it's this convention because, people love serial killers. They're trying to sell supposed merchandise because he was a doll maker. They're trying to sell the dolls, make some money, blah, blah, blah. Dolls come to life and fucking kill everybody. That's the basic plot. Like I just said, I really fucking enjoyed this movie because of how fun it was. First off, Reno 911 guy, he was really fun. He was the straight man for the most part. And that's what I liked because, I only knew him from Reno 911 and that show is so fucking funny and absurd. It was cool seeing him still kind of being sarcastic and smart, alecky, I guess you would say. But he was very, very likable. There is an actress, I don't know her name. She plays the love interest of him. They have really good chemistry, and she does pretty good. She's a decent actress in this as well. We have a character that reminded me kind of Frenzy. He was the co-worker of Reno 911 guy, and he's just there to throw in one-liners, be kind of an asshole. He kind of looks like Frenzy too, and eventually he goes to being one of like those characters that you wish, like you don't wish he dies right away, but you think he's going to because he's going to be obnoxious. And then he ends up being like one of the heroes, and I like that about him. He was good. The other characters, they're okay. They're just there to fucking die. But we have some cameos. Barbara Crampton, horror scream queen from whether it's You're Next or Reanimator or one of my favorite, Chopping Mall. She is a security guard now working the tour, and she's there because she was one of the people that gunned down the doll maker. She's fine. That woman does not fucking age. Um, and she was just fine in this movie. We have Michael Paré, or Paré, however you pronounce his name, from Streets of Fire and Bad Moon. You know, lots of Uwe Boll stuff. He's there as like the head detective, who's an asshole. I've heard Michael is an asshole in real life. He once beat up Rick Moranis. He does his job in this. And Udo Kier shows up. Udo, of course, being, I think he's German or something. Anyway, he's European. You know who Udo is. Of course, he plays the Nazi. Very creepy scene with him. He shows up in a bar. He's all burnt up, and he tries to flirt with these barmaids, and it doesn't go well for them because they turn him down, type of thing. He's in the movie for 5 minutes. He's there to look creepy, be creepy, and he fucking does his job. The other characters there, they're fine. Like I said, no one really is annoying to me in this movie, and I like that. So we have great characters. The gore in this, holy fucking shit! I did not expect. First off, I think this was presented by, this was Fangoria Presents Puppet Master of the Littlest Reich. So I think that helped with the gore. There are decapitations. There are people being set on fire poorly. There are, holy shit, there are stomachs cut open, necks slit, castrations. There's a scene that I'll get to in a second that is disgusting. Full on gore, and it is great. And the practical effects in this, aside from one scene, is really, really, really good. I don't know what the budget was on this movie, but you know it's a low budget movie because it's fucking Puppet Master, right? But I was surprised at how good this gore was. The stop motion animation for the puppets, pretty decent. You know, I didn't see too much of it green screeny. It looked very, very good. Lots of it wasn't in the dark either. I mean, we didn't get a lot of close-ups of like legs moving. We got a couple scenes where one of the legs were moving on the dolls and stuff. But I think the fact that one of it was kind of like a drone helped a lot. But so I was impressed with that. The music, I don't remember that much. Let's get to the puppets. First off, again, I know there are a couple regulars. I know there's Blade. There's a guy with a drill on his head. There's a slug girl, I think. I don't know. The only ones I knew from previous ones were Blade and the drill guy. Okay, if there's anyone else returning, I don't fucking know. But what I like about this is there are two different versions of Blade. We have this guy here, who's got the long white hair, and he's missing arm. When he takes that hat off, he reminds me of that motherfucker from Poltergeist 2. What was his name? Reverend Kane. Ooh, he was scary. And then there was another version of this character Blade who was like missing an arm and didn't have the long hair. You had the drill guy. You had some guy on a drone flying around. He's slicing people's throats and stuff and cutting their bellies open with his blades. You had this really cool looking fucking dude with a mask that covered his head down to like here, so you still saw his teeth. His eyes glue red, and he had a fucking flamethrower shooting. That was cool. Like I said, the drone guy, he used his blades to cut people. Blade himself has a hook for one hand and a gigantic blade on his other hand. And that was a cool reveal because as Reno 911 guy is like kind of handling his brother's doll to go before he takes it to the convention, he accidentally hits a switch or something, and boom, the knife comes out, and then boom, the hook comes out of the hand. So that's really, really cool. What other characters were there? There was some weird doll looking thing, and what I mean by like, he looked like, I don't know if he was a voodoo doll or what, but he would jump on people and crush them. There was this weird lizard fucking looking guy who, to be honest, he kind of reminded me. I don't know if it was because me and my daughter just watched Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. He kind of reminded me of Mondo Gecko because he was really, really fucking stupid looking, if you get what I mean. But he just popped up and ate a dude's face. But I love the designs of these. I love the designs of these monsters. They were really cool, or these dolls. Any downside? First off, there was one death that I thought was very fucking lame. It was as cool as I just kind of praised the dude with the helmet covering his face with the flamethrower hand. when he sets that couple on fire, you can it's just so fake. You could tell they're fucking mannequin set on fire. Awful. But I will let that go because of how good the gore is. I'll tell you what, there is a scene where some dude is fucking a hooker from behind, and like they're standing up banging, like she's up against, because it's got to be gratuitous. She's like literally pressed up against the windows, and we get to see the clothes, like the pressed boobs and stuff like that on the other side. We get an Achilles tendon cut that made me groan and wince, and I'll tell you what, it's gonna give fucking Judd in either version of Pet Sematary a run for its fucking money. It was that gory. Now, other than the the flamethrower death, some of this was just gratuitous, just to be gratuitous, or I wouldn't say offensive, but you know what I mean. There was a character who was taking a piss, and I mentioned there's a castration. Well, this guy gets castrated, and of course, no, he doesn't get castrated. No, my mistake. Strike that, reverse it. Kind of like Willy Wonka. He gets decapitated while he's pissing. His head falls in the toilet, and his body's just standing there. The reason why I thought castration is because we still see his dick, and he's pissing on his own head. And then his body falls down, and he pisses himself. That's kind of fucking dumb. Shock value. But let's just say, no one is safe in this movie. Whether it be hookers, whether it be characters you like, whether it be... I think there might be an old person who dies. Whether it be children. There is a child's death that is off screen. It's one of those surprise deaths that, you don't think is going to happen, but it does. That really got a holy shit moment on me. Or let's just say unborn children are not safe either. And I think that was just for shock value. We didn't need to see, I'm not against pregnant women being killed in films. Friday the 13th Part 3, you know what I mean? But I think this was literally just for shock value. And if that's something that upsets you, be careful, because we get to see the fetus taken away. And that was just one of those, I didn't need that. And if I remember, I think the ending was left a little bit to be desired. They were just kind of all defeated. You know what I mean? And that was a little lame. But overall, I'll tell you what, man. For never seeing a Puppet Master movie, and I don't know if it's because I had zero expectations, knowing the reputation of the previous 250 Puppet Master movies. I honestly think there's maybe 10 or 11 before this one. And then now there are ones that follow this one, but I don't think they're connected to this one. I don't fucking know, man. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm going to find it cheap on eBay. I'm going to buy the Blu-ray just because I want to see some bonus features. We had likable characters. We had great gore. We had these lots of cool-looking puppets. Oh, man. I just had a lot of fun. Over-the-top gore, holy shit moments, Barbara Crampton to look at. Like I said, the only thing I really didn't care for was the flamethrower death. We didn't really need to see the fetus. And then the guy pissing on his face when he gets his head cut off. That was kind of stupid. But overall, if you like... And I'm not going to say mindless horror, because this isn't fucking stupid shit like Pumpkinhead 2. You know what I mean? I had a lot of fun. Highly recommend. I never thought I'd say this. Highly recommend Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Holy shit, Frenzy. You hit a home run with this recommendation. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Click the bell. Tell me below if you have ever seen this one. Do you hate the fucking Puppet Master movies? I'm going to get into it eventually. Is it worth it? Or should I just stop here with this one being so good? Do you hate this movie? Blah, blah, blah. The usual crap. More stuff planned for birthday month for Frenzy, at least on the docket. I know for a fact I'm at least going to do The Invisible Man from a couple of years ago. The Lee Winnell movie, because Frenzy told me I need to see that, because he says it's basically Sleeping with the Enemy, but with the Invisible Man. Willow is coming up. Blues Brothers. And fucking River of Darkness. Cheers.